All right, hello. So now we are going to be talking about solving systems of linear equations using elimination. And we went through our steps today. I have them here on my slides to guide us. And we're going to start with this problem right here, x plus 3y equals -2, and x minus 3y equals 16. So what I want to ask myself first is there one pair of like terms with opposite coefficients? So I can see that I have x and x. Those are the same coefficient. They're both 1. However, I look at my 3y and -3y, and I see that I have a +3 and a -3. So there are my opposite coefficients. Those are the ones that I'm going to be looking to eliminate. So here I'm going to combine the equations to eliminate one variable. So I had x plus 3y equals -2, and x minus 3y equals 16. When I say combine them, I mean we're going to be combining the like terms so that we get a totally new equation, and one of those variables should now be eliminated. So if I combine my x's, I get 2x, +3y, and -3y cancel each other out, so I'm left with equals 16 plus -2 is 14. So that's how I get there. Now I solve for one variable. With my 2x equals 14, you can see I just have to divide by 2 to get x equals 7. And for that, I just did my, zero pair. Here, substitute the known variable into the original equation. So I'm going to look back at the originals. I'm going to pick x plus 3y equals -2. Knowing that x is equal to, what is it, 7? Just want to be sure. Yep. So here I've got 7 plus 3y equals -2. I'm going to get rid of this 7. There's my zero pair, so I'm left with 3y equals -2 minus 7 is going to get me -9. Divide by 3 so I can get y by itself, and of course we know a negative divided by a positive is going to be negative, in this case, 3. So I have my x and my y, which means that I can now write the ordered pair, which is 7, -3. But as you know, I'm not done quite yet. I need to check my solution. So with that, just getting the right colors and everything, x plus 3y equals -2, and x minus 3y equals 16 were my original equations. So now I'm just going to go ahead and substitute. 7 plus 3 times -3 equals -2. I get 7 plus -9 equals -2. -2 is equal to -2. And remember, I got -9 because positive times a negative gets me a negative. X minus 3y, so that's going to be 7 minus 3 times -3 equals 16. Now here I've got -3 times -3, which gets me a +9, not -16. Whoops, where's my eraser? Ignore the Smartboard logo. 7 plus 9 is in fact 16, so I'm all good. So that was one example where I was already given a pair of like terms with opposite coefficients. But what happens, again, when we look at a system that does not give us opposite coefficients? So here I've got 3x and 6x. So those are both positive coefficients, and they're not opposites. So that is not where I'm getting my answer from. -2y and -2y, those are the same coefficients. So where do I go from here? Well, I'm going to have to change one of these equations. I'm going to have to multiply by -1 to get the inverse, not the inverse, the opposite values. for one of my equations. So you could really do this to either of them. I guess I'm going to choose to do it to, I don't know, the first one. So I've got 3x minus 2y equals 4. All of this is getting multiplied by -1, each side of the equal sign. So -1 times 3x, -3x, -1 times -2y is a positive 2y equals -4 because of that right there. So now here, when I compare this to my first equation, I have my opposite coefficients. I think that I got messed up in spelling that, so just ignore that. Computer delay. So anyway, back to the show. I've got 3x, what was it? No, I have -3x plus 2y equals -4 is my new one. And I had 6x minus 2y equals, what was it, -2? Yep. So now I'm going to just carry on as I would with any other elimination problem and combine these. So I do -3x plus 6x. That's going to give me a positive 3x. These here, 2y and -2y, cancel each other out. -4 and -2 is -6. Divide by 3 because we know that I just need to keep solving as I would for the variable. And x is equal to -2. So now let's pick an equation to substitute back into. What do I want to do? All right, so let's do 6x. That's really faint. 6x minus 2y equals -2. Let's pick that one. So 6 times -2 minus 2y equals -2. Please forgive these marks all over the place. 6 times -2 will get me -12 minus 2y equals -2. I need to get rid of this 12 so I can get y by itself. So I make a 0 pair and add 12 to each side. -2y is equal to now -2 plus 12 is a positive 10. I divide by -2 so that I can continue finding y. And now positive 10 divided by -2 is -5. Now I may write my ordered pair, -2, -5. Now, when I check, I need to use the original equations, which means I'm going to be looking back at both of these. I'm not going to look at my, flipped opposite coefficients equation over there. So I have 3x minus 2y equals 4. And I have, what was the second one? 6x minus 2y equals -2. And now I'm just going to check. 3 times -2 minus 2 times -5 equals 4. That's where I'm getting my values from, my x and my y. -6 plus 10, because -2 times -5 equals 4. If I basically subtract 6 from 10, I know that I get 4, so that's all good. 6 times -2 minus 2 times -5 equals -2. 6 times -2 is -12. Again, plus 10 equals -2. And if I add 10 to -12, I'm still left at -2. So that's all good there. Congratulations. You made it through the video. So now go do your homework, and I hope that this answered any questions that you had.